In Liverpool's first game for just shy of 3 weeks, the Reds were unable to add to their win against Ajax before the break, as Liverpool drew 3-3 against Brighton in the Premier League. There is a lot of things to talk about, as in today's video, we are going to be discussing the 5 things we've learned from Liverpool 3, Brighton 3. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. On Saturday, Liverpool found themselves 2-0 down by the 17th minute against Brighton before Bobby Firmino got it level with a brace on the 33rd and 53rd minute. Liverpool would eventually take the lead after a Webster own goal, but the Reds couldn't hold out and eventually Trossard completed his hat-trick on the 83rd minute to take a point for the South Coast side. After one game in 4 weeks, the players should have been raring to go, particularly as the results and performances prior to the Ajax win were absolutely stinking. Instead, what happened was the Reds stunk the place out for 25 minutes and Anfield display as bad as anything we had seen this season. Supporters and media have mentioned several times how Liverpool's slow starts have led to conceding first, and how that in turn has led to so many drop points or much bigger battles in games than might have needed the case. Jurgen Klopp hasn't liked that question or having to explain it, but that's now the 12th time in 15 games in all competitions that Liverpool have conceded first. But when a fast start and a positive outlook was needed, they were instead again dire, sloppy, slow, reactive, utterly unable to match the speed of play or movement from the visitors, and quite frankly lucky not to be 3 or 4 down by the half-hour mark. Here are the 5 things we learned. Trent had another shocker. We all know the background and the discussion by now. Trent AlexanderArnold can't get in the England squad and was called out for his defensive deficiencies by Gareth Southgate and backed by Klopp. Couldn't have been much worse timing for him to put in a bad shift from a defensive point of view. Trent was garbage first half, and let's not have any airs and graces about it being due to a high starting point or a ball in behind him when he's trying to counter or any of that. This was one-on-one defending, clearing headers, tracking runners just a few yards away and choosing the right pass out of the defensive third. Second half was not improved enough in this regard either, with the added non-bonus of swipe to miss hit clearances. He was directly culpable for at least 3 really good openings for Brighton, including being involved in both of their goals. If we take favouritism out of the equation and just judge on a seasonal performance, would Trent genuinely be in the England team? In my personal opinion, he would not. He is capable of so much more, and so is this team as a whole. Brilliant Bobby. Top scorer for Liverpool this season, Roberto Firmino with 5 to his name. An early birthday present for the Brazilian, who didn't play a single minute on the international break for his country, with 2 really good finishes to level the match and 1 or 2 chances to net his hat-trick. This was close to peak Bobby with some really good link play at times, lots of clever channel movement, and a thoroughly deserved ovation when he went off for the final 15 minutes. In truth, it might have been a surprise to see Firmino in the lineup at all. Diogo Jota started against Ajax and was reasonably good, while Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz were also away in South America, but got a bit of game time too. What comes next though for the number 9 is important. We've made the point here on this channel before that he was tremendous in front of goal until around this time last season, before suffering a string of injuries and absences which meant he fell out of favour, playing fewer than 1,000 minutes in the top flight across the 2021-2022 season. He's up to about 420 already for this season and must keep up this consistency and effectiveness if he wants to be a part of the front 3 in the final year of his contract. Changing the flow of the game and failing to. Key moments helped Liverpool get this match back under some sort of control, though it certainly wasn't controlled entirely at any point. Even when leading, Brighton had several opportunities when they were in behind the defence and playing inside the 6-yard box. A little bit of credit goes to Fabio Carvalho and Thiago, who were trying to lift the tempo of the game in the first half when the Reds were so dreadful, especially shortly before our first goal. Then the subs also had a good impact, Diaz's half-time introduction, bringing Harvey Elliott on, and even Jota's cameo wasn't bad in terms of having a fast outlet. But no change whatsoever gave Liverpool air of feeling as though the game was wrapped up, nor that they had any idea of how to kill it. It remained chaotic, open and way too easy to get behind the defence, which ultimately proved enough to deny victory, with Trossard's hat-trick strike was the third time Brighton got behind the right half of the back four in the space of about 15 minutes. Whatever the identity of this season's team is, it's certainly not intensity, and it's hard to say it even has one this season. Jordan Henderson not good enough to start. Whilst we have rightfully dug Trent AlexanderArnold out, Jordan Henderson is another player who was abysmal. The first half an hour was probably the worst I've seen the player in a Liverpool shirt, and as the game went on, he did get better on the ball before he was hooked at the hour mark. This goes back to the transfer window, as all the fans knew that they didn't have enough in the middle of the park, and the board and manager's stubbornness in not recruiting is now showing for all to see there isn't enough quality. The pressure is on. With just 10 points on the board, it's no secret that the pressure is rising for Liverpool, having proven to be a shadow of their former selves. But this team now need to rediscover the art of relishing the pressure, rather than crumbling under the weight of it. For me, Liverpool will not be winning the league this season, and I almost feel if they get top 4, it would be a very good season. Klopp also admitted his side are under pressure after the game, saying, "We're under pressure, we don't ignore it. It's not that we increase it every day, but it's there. We want to do so much better, we want to have more points, we want to be in a different area of the table, that's all clear." Whilst Klopp has admitted this team are under pressure, this talking needs to be done on the pitch. The next game for Liverpool is Glasgow Rangers in the Champions League, who are just off the back of a 4-0 win away to Hearts. Whatever many of you think of Scottish football, Rangers will be a tough opposition, as they proved it in their run to the Europa League final last season, beating European giants along the way, and also going to toe with Napoli in their last Champions League group match, with the Italian side only winning because Rangers went down to 10 men. The consistent message Klopp kept saying was that his side will keep going, with the manager claiming work has already begun to prepare for Rangers. He said, "It's a moment we have to really keep going through together. That's all I can say. We have to improve. That only happens if we perform. We have to perform more consistently." I cannot say that everyone wants to hear now, it's just the reality. How I said that process started already, interrupted by press conferences or interviews, but from tonight on, we'll prepare for Rangers, then try do better. Liverpool fans, what did you make of the performance against Brighton? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's 5 Things We Learned video, guys. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We've also released our Jurgen Klopp LFC t-shirts. They're now available on our website. Just go down into the link in the description or go to copiclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.